Yo, what up, what's going on, guys? Just want to talk to you guys today about a recent urban style photo shoot I did in Salt Lake City, where I used to live, where I no longer live anymore. But a lot of you probably don't know that, but hey, it's news now. I currently live in Seattle, but this is a photo shoot, like I said, I did in Salt Lake. I did everything for the styling, sent over the hairstyle that I was looking for, the type of makeup direction I wanted to go in, and I was able to work with the model to piece everything together how I envisioned it. So I found the perfect person to put this photo shoot together for. This person I'd actually been talking to over a course of months about shooting, and the stars finally aligned to make it happen. This model's name is Carly. I'll link her Instagram in the description below. But everything went great. She had really good energy, made it the whole shoot really come to life. We were able to really work and be very comfortable with each other to produce these great images. So I just want to talk about a few of those images today after this rolls.
Yo, Pierre, come.
Yeah, smother me good. Undercover skulls and bones all over my clothing. G-baby vision like a television, thumbing through these niggas programmed like a cable box remote controller. Oh, I ain't the boy that you play with like a toy. I'm something more like the real McCoy, about to blow like Chicago winning Illinois. Hey, yeah, it's fuming aloud. Shrooms and Nessie kicking in, turning noise into sound. But somehow I still find myself moshing out in the crowd. Oi. Yeah, smother me good, ayy. It's gravy, can't fuck with a goofy or phony.
I hope you really enjoyed that little cut up there. So I just want to go through the images that I've taken. So for the entirety of this shoot, the camera that was used was the 5D Mark IV paired with the Sigma 24mm 1.4 art. And for the video, used the same camera as well, but was using the Moza Air gimbal to get all of like kind of the smooth footage, and then some handheld as well. I'm going to be talking about 9 images from the shoot that are my favorite. I want to say it probably took around 160 images, edited down maybe 20 to 30, and picked 9 that really I think moved me, and I just really saw something and that were my favorite. So we'll go through those. So with this first image, went with the horizontal approach to the portrait. I think I was able to capture a lot of the area typically. The more I would get with shooting a vertical portrait. So kind of have the model here just with the jacket pulled up, just covering her nose and her mouth, and almost to where she's kind of cozy and tucked in. Have that feel there. Have a little bit of direct sunlight coming, but it's more like kind of from the side. It's just hitting just the right side of her face mainly. And just have her looking right there into the sun. And her eyes are really popping, the colors are popping just with the light that's coming in, and then the use of the shadows that are already there. We're shooting right in front of a fence, so the shadows are coming from the fence like onto her. I think it was a nice touch. We're really able to separate her from the background using the f4. At this close of a distance, we're able to not lose as much detail from the focal point. I think when you're close up, you don't always have to shoot wide open at say a f1.4 or f1.8, whatever the maximum aperture your lens will go. Tend to shoot more closed down than shooting wide open. And I think it really works for me, but it all depends on the style that you want to go with in your approach. So really enjoy that image right there. That was actually at the start of the shoot, and anytime with the shoot, you can see photographers having a certain type of choreography that they do from start to end. And I think from the start of the shoot to the end, the images get better as the time go on, because the photographer gets more comfortable, the model gets more comfortable, and at this point everybody is just flowing. They're in the flow state and able to really create. With the second image, this is actually taken at f4.5. Obviously a further distance back, getting the whole body, getting the whole styling of the outfit there. Really like that, kind of the same feel as far as the light coming in and hitting her. If you look closely at her face, part of her face is like in the shadows. We can see the shadows within the hood. The wind's blowing. Obviously we have some movement with the hair. Mouth is open just slightly there, just to add some more character to the shot. So just squat it down, just hand on the ground, just to add a little bit more there. And really just being in the moment, feeling it. And when I work with models, we tend to flow off each other. provide a little bit of direction, and then they give me something, and we'll just flow like that, because honestly, it's definitely a two-way street, and somebody brings something to the table and we're willing to work together. So with this third image, this is actually shot at f4.5 as well. Just another horizontal portrait there. So this time you see the wind flowing, we have the hair cutting across her face. Sometimes we see people clear the hair off with their portraits, but I think it only adds in this situation. We can see the wind blowing, we see the direct sunlight coming at her, we see the shadows in the hood. Now with this fourth image, we're in the complete opposite direction of the sun. Now we're shooting backlit photos, then direct sunlight. But I think the brown definitely added to like the camo pants. That color, just the brown and the green from the trees in the back, and the yellow and the light coming through and shining. I think it really flowed well. The color palette worked well. So really happy about that. So almost kind of the same thing as the first image going there. We're just grabbing the neck area of the jacket and just pulling it up, and obviously she's on her knees and bent back and really showing the flexibility and flow with this image. So with the fifth image, same sequence, but just a different pose in the same location rather. So now we see her more so bent back, head tilted back, and we have just a little bit of her hair on the front just coming across her face, and we really see the light shining through with the backlit light there, and it almost has a feel to me as if, you know, she's kind of just embracing the light, feeling it, you know, just embracing what's there. So I really like that. That image was shot at f4. So we're seeing a kind of a consistency here between f4 and f4.5, and it's really flowing. It's looking good, and it works for me. I like using apertures at this level, the f3, the f4. I've sometimes crept up to f5. It's just depending. So there's not only one way to shoot portraits, people. The sixth image is also shot at f4 as well. Now we can kind of see the shift in camera angle here, just kind of lining up with her knee, and we're getting now the backlit light coming through, but this time her head is blocking the light that's coming through, just hitting the back of her head and then just kind of dispersing out there. Look, just right by her head, there's just a little bit of the sun popping through there, and it was, I think, a nice little touch to add. And just again, her facial expression is just on point, looking away. Again, I really like this image. The colors really, I think, came out really well, and everything as far as the color palette really flows. Now with the seventh image shot at f4.5, we flip back, getting more of the direct sunlight. Now at this point in the shoot, the light has gotten really gold. The sun has crept a little bit lower down, and now we're really getting the light just to really shine and hit all of her face, and we see that there. So I think the light is really good. The shadows are even more emphasized in this shot. The sky isn't blown out crazy. I think it's all flowing. I really like this image. Now for the eighth image, one thing I definitely could have done in this shot is get a little bit lower to make sure I get the full finger within the frame, but I like the shot so much that I could definitely live with what was going on. So now at the location, we're using the fence to just add in another element, almost like a prop, but it's obviously on location. And we have like the side light coming in just off her left shoulder and left cheek there, and just have the same thing across the photos of, I want to say, almost a type of liberation with her eyes closed. And I want to say the mood of the photos are very consistent between all the ones that I picked, and I think that was definitely why I was drawn to them. So this one was shot now at f2.8. Now we're seeing a lot more drastic change than what was originally taken, even with the first image from the f4.0 to now the f2.8, and I still think this works. Now we're creating even more depth of field. I definitely wanted to do that with the fence being in the foreground there, and now the subject being right behind the fence, and then obviously the background. I think we're getting a nice fall off there. And then for the last image, the ninth image, we're using the f2.8 again as well, simply just flipping the camera, going portrait mode. What I really love about this image is how the eyes are framed out between the fence. We again have the side light coming in, and just the light that's hitting our eyes from the side. I actually didn't do any retouching of the eyes to brighten them up or anything. This is just a part of the image. I never really like to do too much with eyes because sometimes I think it can be a bit much. This is just, again, really cool, just using the fence and the subject and her grabbing onto the fence, and just using the location to your advantage really adds another element to the shoot. It was an amazing shoot. Big shout out to Carly. So thank you guys so much for finding your way to this video. I appreciate you watching. If you want to stay updated around here, consider subscribing. Really appreciate it. Stay up to date with me on Instagram. Feel free to reach out and let me know what you think about this video and the images, and if you've ever taken some similar type approaches as far as location scouting, styling, picking out your models. Let me know about your process. I'd definitely love to hear more. All right, see you guys in the next one. Holla.
Lock it off, fam. Lock it off.